What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about all things film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Mean. Sean, how is it going?
It's going so well, Conor. You would not believe how well it's going
on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are
14.
That seems like a lot more than 10.
Yeah, it's off the charts.
This is a very high energy we're going to start off.
Impossible to maintain.
I don't think, imagine for the whole hour.
We're just this. We just go for this.
I would be so tired.
I'm already tired.
I'm still a little sick.
Yeah, you're still recovering from the Hero Zero flu you're going through.
Just absolutely Hero Zero flu. But you wanted to do something at the very start of the show, Sean.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of our patrons over on Patreon, because they make it real easy to keep the show going and to just get the things we need. Yeah. And it's very nice of them to support them. So I'd like to thank Alexander Williams, Ciara Lawler, Ed Ball, Heather Lewis, Joe Burney, Ray Ging, Roisin Halley and Ryan Evanson.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all so much for your continued support.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you would like to join, if anyone would like to join that list, there's a link to our Patreon in the description. Don't feel pressured, just tell one human being we exist.
That's the true story. Okay, now back to the ad hoc duties.
Ad hoc duties? Have you been writing CVs recently or something?
I said it Friday as well.
You said it Friday.
No. So, this is Movie Monday, Sean, and there's only really one place to start in the big, massive world of movies. New Mutants released a trailer last week.
Good God!
Yes! So...
No, we all thought it was dead. We were all laughing at it.
And then it was back, and then it was dead again.
And now, April 3rd.
And forever, I thought it would be, it's actually April 10th in Ireland.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, you have to wait an extra 7 days for that sweet, sweet New Mutants goo.
The Mew Mutant. The Goo Mutants.
The Goo Mutants. So, New Mutants is a movie that the original trailer dropped October 2017.
Yeah, it did.
It was meant to come out 2018. Then it's
now 2020.
Then it got pushed back to 2019 to accommodate for Deadpool 2, because they didn't want to put two X-Men kind of based things out in the same year. Then they realised X-Men The Dark Phoenix was coming out in 2019. Got pushed back again.
Yeah, it did.
Then it got basically taken off the schedule because Fox was bought out by Disney. And now it's back. And they've released a trailer. And Sean, this is our first view of this movie in about 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
So please, give me your impressions straight off the bat. The New Mutants trailer. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, because we will probably just talk about random scenes.
Yeah.
No context. Don't worry about it. Please.
Okay.
Have the floor.
This very much feels like a trailer from 3 years ago.
Is this the first trailer again? Have we forgotten?
Well, because it does the thing that it was very not appropriate, very common, like 2016, 2017, of you get a song, you slow it down and make it just vocals for a bit.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So you have Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yes.
And good song, but they're really leaning into this being it's all about kids and not conforming, this movie.
Look, what I seen was it's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Was my first impression.
It is much creepier than the last trailer.
It's a horror X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Really.
Which I think is what they were going for.
And they were going for that because they wanted Logan to be a Western.
Yeah, that they'd have different genres, because Deadpool is a comedy, really. Yeah,
so Deadpool would be the comedy, Logan is the old Western. This would have been the horror genre of the X-Men universe.
Yes.
And I think that that would have been really cool if you have a whole setup. But as of now, it's just a horror X-Men movie that's coming out. And I don't think people will associate Deadpool and Logan with this in any way.
Yeah, and if they're going for this tone, they need to match that tone through the whole movie.
Yeah.
They can't suddenly decide they want to have Deadpool comedy in this.
The one line I have in relation to this, and I think you'll like it, I've put a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
Everyone just take a moment. This is The Breakfast Club meets It.
Boom. Oh, very good. Very good. Meets One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
No.
Oh, I tried to join in.
Improv. No.
Yeah, it is a bit of that it's all these misfits from different backgrounds.
Yeah. And they have their fears, and they're being played out in front of them.
They have to face a fear.
They have to face the fear. Their real greatest fear is themselves.
Yeah.
But also rockets.
Rockets. Like, we did. I don't know what it is about this trailer compared to the last one, but like we see more spooky goings on, but it also feels like something is specifically doing it. That it's not just like a haunted house.
It's her. It's the main character. What's her name?
Maisie Williams' character, Wolfsbane.
No, Danielle Mooster. What's that character's name in X-Men? I think that's her name. But her power is that she can create the fear of other people.
Oh, right, okay.
And it brings them to life.
Interesting, okay.
And I think the idea would be that she doesn't know that that's her power.
Yeah.
Until about halfway through, and she realized, oh, it's me causing all this.
And then what did they do about that?
And then what? They'd have to kill her. Yeah. Shoot her straight in the face.
Yeah.
Get that completely out of the way.
And this... is it a hospital, would you call it that?
It's like a creepy hospital where it's the setting of every horror movie ever.
Yeah. Isolated place, big field, big house.
Big force field around it. Yeah,
the force field thing. Is this another...
Is it in the Logan universe that mutants are being kidnapped?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if it's mutants being kidnapped and then they're trying to cure mutants, because there's a lot in this trailer about, oh, you're going to stay here until you get better.
Yeah.
Which...
When do you get better?
Yeah, and genuinely, like, in the X-Men universe, that means until you're not a mutant anymore.
Until we take your powers.
Yeah.
Because that's why she even says, like, we have to test your power level to see how good you are, like, to see how we can help you. I think the exact words is, we need to check how powerful you are so that we can then help you. We know what we're dealing with. Yeah,
and we see a kind of a demonstration on everyone's characters, really?
Yeah, there's a little bit of everyone.
Yeah, no, nothing too much.
No.
Overall, I don't think this is a terribly bad trailer.
No, I think this is a lot better than we thought it would be.
Yeah, and maybe they've picked the best 3 minutes out of the 90.
Yes, you could say that, but also maybe this movie's going to be fucking amazing, Sean. Why, stop being a hater and just imagine the fact that this movie could win an Oscar. Best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Yeah.
See, it's going to be bittersweet because no matter how well this movie does, I don't think we'll ever see anything more of these characters portrayed by these actors.
No, everyone in this movie is 17 years older than they were when they filmed this fucking movie.
That's the thing as well, is that it might be weird to see, you know, Maisie Williams from 3-4 years ago.
Well, she has to do a press tour for this. And she's going to look like an actual human.
Yeah,
like
we talked about this, so like they're all going to be older now.
Yeah.
It's going to be so weird.
Yeah.
The Graham Norton couch is going to be...
Oh no, that's good. Do you think this is going to get a Graham Norton couch? I don't think it's going to get that many. I think it'll get one of them.
Do you think they'll put as much of a publicity push behind this?
See, there's the thing. It's the idea of, do they just want this out? And I think what they've done is, I think this movie's not very good. And they want it out, but they weren't going to put it out and not make it look half decent. So people at Disney or whatever have put it all into getting this trailer to look just take the best fucking 3 minutes we have,
yeah,
and let's put it in this trailer. If we get 2 more people to go see this movie, we can make our money back.
Well, look, we'll see it.
We will have to go see it for this, yes.
Yeah.
But it looks creepy, Sean. I'm scared. I'm a big scared boy.
You can go during the day.
Okay.
Bring a torch into the cinema with you. And your blanket and a mug of hot cocoa.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
But like, what if scary things happen? What am I meant to do? Like scream? Yelp?
Scream really loud, yeah.
That's how I scream.
Maybe a bit quieter than that. I mean, they're in the cinema, Connor, get it together.
Fuck's sake, you're embarrassing me.
Like, see, is there a rating on this movie yet?
There's no rating, but I'm assuming it's
PG-13.
No, it would be more than that.
You think so?
I think this is if it's not R-rated, it's the one below that.
Is there one below that in
America? In Ireland, it's like 16s.
Yeah.
I don't know what the one below that is in America.
Okay, fair enough. I doubt they wouldn't go R on it, would they?
They might though. Like they might go R just to say fuck you. Like let's go R. Let's go. Because originally it was meant to be an R movie.
Yeah, it was meant to be a fucking a proper like horror.
Yeah. And so I think they will still lean into that.
Yeah.
But now that Disney own it, I actually don't know if it's an actual proper R movie. I think probably we should Google that. Could you Google that for me very quickly?
I will, of course.
Just because, like, it actually... I think it needs to be an R movie to get the most out of it.
I think you're right, because it's certainly, like, some of the best horrors we've ever seen have been R. Like Get Out and A Quiet Place and Us. They've been R's.
Like, you need an R rating, but also the R rating could give them the excuse to just be gory for the sake of being gory, and you don't want that either.
That's true.
I think you would need tension more so than you need gore.
Sorry, I googled New Mutants rating.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of reviews.
Already?
And the top one says, I haven't seen it yet, but what the hell? I'm going to take a leap of faith and recommend it anyway. New Mutants. What would you call it?
Parental guidance.
Parental guidance.
This is not great audio in any
Look,
way.
I'm trying my best,
Have you
man.
Googled? Let's just...
Film will be receiving a PG-13 rating.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's got the Disney effect. Disney have got their hands on this.
I think they're worried it won't make any money. So
if
they
it's
want
R-rated.
as broad an audience as possible.
I still don't think it's not going to make it. I still think it's going to make no money.
I don't think there's not even the morbid curiosity.
No.
At this point, it's just going to tank.
I think that even though me and you watched this trailer, we said that's not a bad trailer.
No, not a bad trailer at all. Great cast.
It's a great cast, and it's a good trailer for what you have.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to tank because I don't think there's any interest in this movie at all, and especially an X-Men movie. People do not give a shit about X-Men. Anymore until Marvel rebooted in about 2 years, and then everyone's like, wow, it's amazing again. Right now you're in the dead zone between Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse. After
and, you peaked at Logan. And even that wasn't an X-Men movie.
No, they were trying to, but also that had nostalgia on its side of like the previous movies, whereas if you're going new characters, new mutants, literally, like, I don't think that's going to get people in. And even me, I'm not really that interested in this movie.
No, we're going to see it for this.
Yeah, but as an actual concept, I'm like, I think you're like 5 years too late.
Yeah, and I think if this had come out when it was meant to come out,
I still think it was 3 years too late.
But I think it might have had a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Now I think it's like nail is in the coffin already.
Yeah. Fair enough. So that's the New Mutants trailer. We're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is the new Star Wars saga, the next Star Wars movie saga.
Yes.
Sean. We're already on to the next one.
Just put everything else behind us.
Fuck it, don't worry about it. We covered the last one.
We did.
People were saying we were too,
middle of the road.
But I say that's our niche.
I don't know how to describe it. I think being middle of the road is worse than hating it.
Yeah. No, we don't care enough to dislike it.
Exactly, yeah, you didn't pull me in.
Which is a sadder reflection of a Star Wars movie, I think.
Yeah, I personally, I'm more towards the side of liking it than not liking it.
I had only seen the movie, we're talking about obviously The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I had only seen the movie once when I did a review, and having seen it a second time, I am more against it now. I was against it then.
You are.
But even now, I'm just like, lads.
Okay.
I don't know.
We can't be friends anymore.
I think The Last Jedi will age better than The Rise of Skywalker.
So.
I'm putting it out there.
We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
I don't have strong feelings about either of them, but I think The Last Jedi might... Like, if someone slags The Force Awakens, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But the other two, I don't care. You can just do whatever you want. So the next Star Wars movie saga will reportedly be set in the High Republic era.
Yeah.
Sean, what is the High Republic era?
High Republic era is... it's 400 years.
400 years.
Before the story we've seen.
Yes.
Before, like, the Skywalkers and everything like that.
Darth Bane would be a big figure, and Yoda is active as a Jedi, but not as the wizened old figure fans would recognise, apparently.
We would be seeing Yoda probably in his peak if he does show up. But I think Darth Bane was earlier than this.
It says Darth Bane would be a big figure.
Oh, okay.
In the report.
Fair enough.
So, if you have Yoda... Prime Yoda is a way to get people in.
That's it. Well, he'd be like the one familiar face, other than maybe Maz Kanata or something like that.
He'd be the one familiar face.
If Darth Bane's in it, that's going to be class. Because my timeline is all fucked up. But Darth Bane established the Sith rule of 2.
Okay.
So he established that there... Okay, bit of background.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Everyone buckle in.
So the Sith used to have a whole empire. And much like the Jedi Order... There were Sith Masters and Sith Apprentices, and there were fucking heaps of them running around. So there's this guy called Darth Bane. He started studying, he became a Sith. He started studying the old teachings of the Sith. Started studying like Darth Nihilus and Darth Revan and everyone like that. Old Sith Masters.
The best of the best.
Yeah, and he came to the conclusion that the Sith were better in the shadows, where no one knew about them, and they could slowly climb to power over generations and centuries.
Like an Illuminati kind of situation.
Kinda. So what Darth Bane did is he killed every Sith. He killed everyone in the Sith Temple.
By himself?
By himself. And
so he must have been like the best Sith as well.
Oh, he was unreal. Like, he was a tank, but he was also super strong in the Force.
Right, okay.
And so Darth Bane then took on one apprentice.
Darth Bird.
He took on one apprentice, and he
you
was
merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, raised by it.
Absolutely. Same character. Tom Hardy's playing Darth Bane, confirmed.
Just put a lightsaber in Tom Hardy's hand. It's Bane.
He'd be a pretty good Darth Bane.
Actually, fucking hell. You said he was a tank.
Yeah.
Darth Bane.
And so Bane decided there would be the Sith rule of two. There would be a master and an apprentice. Eventually the apprentice would get strong enough to kill the master.
And then you just repeat it.
And then you just repeat that over and over and over again. And they worked this up until, like, Palpatine... What, spoilers, I guess. Palpatine became ruler of the entire galaxy.
How is that a spoiler for Star Wars?
Just putting it out there.
Right. What?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
When did that come up?
Oh, it's fairly heavily
1977 or like in the prequels?
It was prequels. Definitely prequels.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect him to be evil in the prequels, even though he was like talking like this.
And Ian McDermott looks like he does.
Yeah.
But that's the story of Darth Bane. I honestly thought this was going to be an Old Republic movie.
Yeah.
Which would have been Darth Revan and everyone like that.
It says High Republic era.
Okay.
So, well, if Old Republic would also be Revan, which would be great.
Yeah.
But High Republic era, they say specifically Darth Bane and Yoda.
Okay, cool. I'm on board.
They also say that there could be standalone efforts, but they interconnect in different ways. So it wouldn't just be a saga of 1, 2, 3 within the space of 5 years.
Yeah.
You might have a Rogue One situation, and then you might have a different Rogue One, but like set 20 or 30 years apart in a different story.
Yeah.
Which you could technically then do High Republic era, then go to Old Republic era.
You're giving yourself way more scope this way, I think. Yeah.
You just take a moment in time, go into that for that one movie, then come out with that.
Yeah, and don't set it over the course of 90 years or whatever Star Wars is.
But, sorry, just halfway through this movie, Yoda will have to go, I'm Yoda. Yoda Skywalker.
See, the Yoda thing is going to be weird because George Lucas never wrote a backstory for Yoda.
When did they write the backstory for Yoda?
Like, and since Yoda's inception, it's just been he's just there. He's strong with the Force. There's some comics that say like he has a master. He had a master before, but like we don't know what Yoda's race is. We don't know where they come from. And with the amount of like baby Yodas and everything, like, you know, like in the Mandalorian, it seems like we're getting close to just having a Yoda fucking origin. Yeah, you know,
like they have the Kenobi series coming out with Disney Plus.
Yeah,
do you think we'll end up with a Yoda series?
I could see it. Do you know, or certainly maybe even a comic or something like that.
So Kathleen Kennedy came out and she says that they're going to be starting moving away from trilogies for the moment, which is good.
Yes.
So she said what we've been focused on the last 5 or 6 years is finishing the family saga around the Skywalkers. Now it is time to start thinking about how to segue to something new and different. I think it gives us a more open-ended view of storytelling and thus unlock us into the 3-act structure that we've been locked in for the last
the solid 3-act structure we got in the last one.
They didn't even do a fucking 3-act structure because they wrote every act at one after the other.
Yeah, that's not how
you write
story arc works.
Just, lads, I know I said it before, but it might be a bold strategy to write the 3-act structure before you start the first act. Just so you know.
Just putting it out there.
Just so you know. Like, an author of a book doesn't write the first chapter and go, we'll see fucking how it goes now.
Yeah,
like,
we'll publish that.
We'll fucking figure out the end and then write the first page.
Like, and I also heard that there was going to be this new series, or whatever you want to call it, is going to kick off with a new video game. And that's going to be part of the story. With
more loot boxes and more ways to buy.
More microtransactions.
Microtransactions are the way of the future, I think.
Now, if they do it like that, it's really fucking scummy. But
it's Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. But
they ruined Battlefront.
They did ruin Battlefront.
Battlefront 2 on the PS2. Best video game.
So good.
It's unreal. If you go back and play that now, it's still just as good.
Still holds up. But the new Battlefront
looks amazing.
Yeah, but it was made by the guys who made Battlefield.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Like, it was always going to look amazing. Like, every game looks amazing now.
That's just the level we're at in the world. But I don't know. If they make another like Knights of the Old Republic, that would be good.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
Knights of the High Republic.
Oh, Bale!
If you could play as a Sith.
Imagine you could play as a Sith.
That would be good.
Imagine you could play as Tom Hardy playing Bane, playing Darth Bane.
Imagine Tom Hardy did a Let's Play of him playing
as Bane, playing as Darth Bane.
Yes.
Fighting Yoda.
And Yoda says, "I'm Yoda, bitch." And it's played by Aaron Paul.
No, he walks in, they do like a little force thing, like, we're clearly matched in the levels of force. Let's do some flippy shit.
It's sorted by a lightsaber battle.
How much can he be flippy? He's going to be so flippy.
Can he be flippier than he was?
Because he was made of fucking elastic.
What if Yoda takes off his cloak and he's jacked?
He's 2 foot tall, but he's ripped to the fucking gills.
He's just force ripped.
Oh, he's working out like a mad dog for every role. He's going to be on the press tour and how'd you get so ripped, Yoda?
And the puppet is just there.
Just nodding his head. Yes. So Kathleen Kennedy also discussed Star Wars fatigue.
Right.
On this thing.
Interesting.
And she says, I don't think there was a worry about that, Star Wars fatigue.
Right.
No worry at all.
Sure, we cancelled all the movies we had planned.
She says, and I think we've been pleasantly surprised by people. We're going into television. We've never done live action television for Star Wars. So yes, there's an unknown, and I suppose you could say there's an underlying risk. But what we absolutely know is that there's 2 very different looks and feels for how the series and the movies will look. So we arrived at the point of view that TV shows will reinvigorate the fan base in a way.
What I have to say to that is, because it's a TV show, they can't fall back on the same formula they've fallen back on for a lot of the Star Wars movies.
Exactly, and that means people like it when you go out of the way.
When you do something that they haven't seen a dozen times before.
But at the same time, don't do different things with women, though.
Oh, you can't.
So,
no,
different things, but men.
That's what we want.
That's what we very specifically want.
It's the Mandalorian it's literally a change of pace for Star Wars. It's a story set in the Star Wars universe, but it doesn't follow any of the beats of the other one. There's no
his second name isn't Skywalker.
That we know about.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
Pedro Pascal rhymes with Skywalker.
Pedro Skywalker. But if they do more original ideas just set in the universe, which is what this High Republic one. If a High Republic movie cannot have a Death Star. First of all,
what about some sort of bad guys with a big ship, big cannon that has to blow up a planet, and the good guys have to get there in time before the big cannon goes off to blow up said planet?
I don't think that's the way to go. Personally,
I don't think that story's been done enough.
You can't. I don't think you can do it again.
Where's Palpatine? Sure, how am I meant to know who's bad? If Palpatine isn't there...
He's not alive yet.
Yeah, but sure, if he isn't there, how am I meant to know that's the bad guy?
You'll know it by looking at Darth Bane. He looks like a bad guy.
Okay, that's fair enough. But does he have a big crane to hold him up?
He does, actually, yeah.
Does he?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, man, he got me excited there for a second.
I don't know where you take the story, but I want to see a Star Wars story in the Star Wars universe that's just different. I would love if the High Republic was deemed the best Star Wars movie.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it be?
I don't think it will. I think the Skywalker saga of 4, 5, 6 will always take that.
Okay, fair.
Because it has the nostalgia. But I think you can definitely make something that... I think if this is good, it would have more resonance than 7, 8 and 9 ever will.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though 7 is my favourite movie of the franchise, I think as a thing that people will look back on, I think people still look back 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. And with fondness and nostalgia, of course, obviously. Yeah. But I just think, and if the High Republic is good, don't
make 7 more?
Yeah, don't continue.
I don't think, Sean, what if they make one that's good and then rewrite the next one to fill in what happened in the last one, and then rewrite the next one after that to fill in what happened in the 2 ones previously,
and then just rewrite everything.
Just make it up as you go along.
Maybe.
I think that's a good business practice.
If you do it well, but don't get locked into a formula just for the sake of that's what we've always done.
No, JJ should come back in.
Think so? JJ
should come back in and do another 2. But they'll bring in somebody else for the middle one.
Oh yeah, of course. As is tradition.
As is tradition. Though George Lucas is the middle one. I hate the sand it's caused.
Beautiful.
It gets everywhere. I have another bit of Star Wars news, and that is that Star Wars fans are campaigning to release the JJ cut after rumours of deleted scenes in The Rise of Skywalker. Of course, spoilers ahead for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. J.J. Abrams directed that movie, but now they say that there were many scenes cut, that the movie was closer to 3 hours, and JJ was not best pleased with what they seen in the cinemas, and it was not his finished article.
I mean, 3 hours would be a slog for that film.
Big slog.
That would be tough to sit
through. It was already
through.
A slog.
It's already kind of a slog. But what was it, 2 hours 20?
Yeah, about that.
So 40 minutes, so essentially you could get another act out of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot to have cut out. And if he's saying that it's all gold, then
of course he'd say that though.
That's the thing.
This is very similar to the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
a movie comes out that people really care about.
People have a lot of attachment to just the idea of that movie.
Justice League, Star Wars.
Yeah,
people want it to be good, and then it comes out
and it doesn't meet expectations.
Not that it's bad, but it doesn't meet it doesn't satisfy you.
Yeah.
So it's natural for people to be like, there has to be more.
Yeah. There's something missing.
If the studio cared about this property as much as I did, there has to be more.
Yeah.
That they probably, the big ups deleted them, not the little guy. You know what I mean?
But I don't know.
Maybe the movie was just bad.
It could be.
And just leave
and
it.
And more won't fix that.
The more of bad stuff, it's still bad stuff.
This is why we have, what was it, 3 and something hours of a Watchmen movie.
Yes.
Because Zack Snyder just wanted to put everything in.
But is it better because he put everything in?
Not really.
No.
Because now the pace of everything is different.
How is Watchmen longer than, say that Watchmen Zack Snyder cut is longer than Avengers Endgame?
I know which one I'd rather watch again.
Avengers Endgame is wrapping up 22 movies. Watchmen is just Zack Snyder going throw everything in.
And also, forget a load of shit from the comics.
Just leave it. It's fine. Just a big octopus. He's not in it. It's fine.
It's a much better story.
Yeah.
And Alan Moore hates it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they are now saying that there was a scene apparently where the Finn was seen using the Force. To show that he's Force sensitive. It would explain when he was like, I need to tell you something. Yeah. And then it's never said again.
Yeah. That was a weird one that I feel if you're going to cut out one bit of it, cut out all of it. But maybe they just couldn't work around it.
Maybe.
See, I don't think it's going to fix the inherent problems that people have with this movie.
No, I think if you have a scene where Finn uses the Force and when he's trying to tell Rey about his connection to the Force, he just does it.
Yeah.
I don't think that movie's any better.
Not at all. And I don't think Finn needs to be Force sensitive either. I think Finn's story is interesting enough.
I think he could have been Force. I would have no issue with that.
Yeah.
Him being Force sensitive. I think it might add an extra layer to him as a character, but I think it makes number 8 then even worse with what they did with him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, if he's Force sensitive, why did you build that up at all? Because clearly Rian Johnson was like, he's not Force sensitive.
Yeah, and a stormtrooper who defected. That's it. Like, you could have a movie about that.
And he's the leader of the Resistance.
Yeah. I don't think he needs to be part of the Jedi and everything like that.
Now, this is all unverified, by the way. This whole J.J. Abrams cut and all this.
Yeah.
It was some dude on Reddit. Definitely a dude. It was just like, I've heard from my uncles
and a reliable source.
From my nephews and
my dad works at Star Wars.
Yeah, my dad is Star Wars.
My dad is in the war.
And he told me to tell you to tell him to tell me. there's another whole cut. JJ cut a whole different movie.
Jesus.
And it's all there, boy.
Him and Zack Snyder.
Him and Zack.
Like, I have no doubt there was some stuff left on the cutting room floor. There always is. I just don't think a director's cut would fix this movie.
No, I think the movie stays mostly the same.
Yeah.
There's no way they shot a whole different third act.
Exactly.
Like, it's the same movie. They just have a scene where Finn is force sensitive, and then there might be a different scene somewhere along the way. Apparently, something about Kylo Ren, in that he gave a stellar performance, and it was him coming back to his redemption. But nothing else really said about that. But like, you already had Kylo Ren's redemption in it.
Yeah, like he had a good arc in that movie. I think. It's just that it's a lot of it was just rewriting what came before, and I don't know. There's
only one thing that actually is interesting from this, is that they said, see, once again, they said, she said, he said, who cares?
Yeah.
But they said, oh, there was also Oscar Isaac and John Boyega. They were in a romantic relationship. Like Finn and Poe were together in his cut. Which I don't think... There's no cut of this movie that they had the balls to follow through on that. Because even though I think a lot of people thought, yeah, obviously, they're clearly in a gay relationship together.
There's no way that they filmed that.
No.
Because Disney would have had a heart attack if that footage existed.
Imagine the scenes. But like, they did honour all gay relationships. They had those, I would say, 3 frames.
3 frames. Jez, we could go to 4 maybe. Go to 4 frames.
I mean,
which they then cut out for certain releases.
Absolutely cut out. So really, it's not really that great when you think about it.
They'll have it when it suits them.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Have their cake, eat it too. Yeah. Get the publicity. Cut it out for when you don't need it.
Exactly.
Smart. It's smart business thinking.
That's how the mouse gets his cheese.
So yeah, just as you thought, the Rise of Skywalker, maybe there wasn't everything you needed it. There's a whole 40 more minutes where the whole movie would change.
It's all fixed.
All fixed, and every plot hole is completely fixed in this 40 minutes that JJ probably did, and he's been screwed. Kathleen Kennedy, that's who it is.
Yeah, it's her fault. Let's blame her.
Look, lads, maybe we just all have to accept that sometimes movies don't live up to expectations.
That's true.
And they film hours upon hours of footage, and normally it takes a director to just pick the best 2.5 hours they have.
Yeah.
If you can't get a good movie in 2.5 hours...
Like, adding more time isn't going to fix it then.
No, you're just adding more bad stuff.
Exactly.
To try and save it. That reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where they're digging and they're like, what do? We dig up. Well, how do we do that? Just keep digging down, see if it'll go up.
Dig up, stupid.
Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Marvel based, because Doctor Strange, this has come out just before we started recording this.
Interesting. Hot off the press.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has lost its director.
Oh,
yes.
Did not hear this.
Yeah, that's what. It's so new that you did not hear about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Who was the director and what's happened?
So Scott Derrickson he directed Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And he was set to direct Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be coming out in 2021, I think. Mm-hmm. It has now been confirmed that over creative differences, he has exited the project.
Right.
Sean, what are your initial thoughts? This is completely undiscussed. You haven't even thought about this. I'm hitting you with this fact.
Right, okay. First of all, I think Scott Derrickson did a great job in the first Doctor Strange, because there's a lot in that movie that you just need to trust that everything will work out, with all the VFX and everything going on. I'm nervous that this is a factor of Scarlet Witch and Vision, WandaVision. That's coming to Disney Plus, and that is said to tie in to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
True.
So I'm thinking that there's some hard and fast rules being set in WandaVision that he didn't find out about, and they don't work with the story he's looking to tell.
Well, for example, just a few weeks ago, Scott Derrickson took a stand against the tightly dictated release dates placed by studios in a tweet, and he just tweeted these words: "Studio release dates are the enemy of the art," is what he said.
Okay, so Scott Derrickson dared to have an opinion.
So he made the mistake of they set him to a release date.
Yeah.
And he was doing all this. He's like, I might not be able to make that date if we want to make this good.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, cool, bye. We'll get someone else who will make that date.
Yeah, but like that's what happened with Black Panther, is that they were rushing to get to the release date.
Yeah.
And that's why that last scene is just a CGI fight mess kind of thing. But I want to go back on what I said about the whole story thing, because Kevin Feige is now head of story.
Yes.
So I think that's fine. Leave that where it lies. But I think it might have been he was under pressure and he wanted to make a good movie, but they weren't giving him time. Because I imagine Doctor Strange is going to have a lot of it is going to come in the editing. So you want to give time for that.
See, here's the thing. I actually think Doctor Strange losing a director is a lot more impactful than another movie losing a director, because Doctor Strange is a movie, as you said, a lot of it is done in the edit.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a movie, like, it's called In the Multiverse of Madness or whatever. Like,
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of visuals, and there has to be a lot of things that have to just be in the director's head.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to do this, 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 and this. And that is very hard to bring someone new in and just be like, you have this whole to play with. And he's like, yeah, but what are we doing here?
Yeah,
like,
what am I looking at?
What are we seeing at this exact scene? Like, it must have been a lot of it was in Derrickson's head, and so losing him from the project, I think, is going to have a massive impact against this project.
Yeah, because it's not even just he can imagine how things are going to look. Like, he actively knew how things worked in that unit, like in the mirror.
The science.
Yeah, the mirror dimension even. That's a fucking marvel of VFX. But you need to know how everything works. Like, if you take a step here, what does it do 10 feet down in the kaleidoscope that you're running around
Exactly. So, like, if you lose Captain America director,
yeah,
it's just like a guy can jump real fast or jump real high, run real fast, and you can punch real hard.
Yeah.
If a fight scene occurs, that's fine. If you bring a new director into Doctor Strange, there are so many different rules that have been set up that probably haven't even been spoken out loud that you're going to break, because you're just like trying to catch up on the spot.
Yeah, it's the same as, like, we reference him a lot. It's the same as, like, if you replace James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The tone is so specific for Guardians that I don't think another director could replicate it.
What you would end up doing is just doing, like, I was going to say a testimony. What am I thinking of?
A tribute?
A tribute, yeah. A tribute act is what you would do. You would just be, like, pretending to do James Gunn. I think the next guy coming in will just pretend to do Derrickson.
Yeah, which might not be as good. We don't want to put anything on whoever the new director is.
The thing about this is, even if they bring in the best person ever,
yeah,
I still think the problem arises that you're not Scott Derrickson. He wrote the movie, or he was involved in the writing of the screenplay of the first one, and he's been in production for this second one for the last, I would say, 3 years. When did Doctor Strange go? 2016?
Was it 2016? It might have been 2016,
so I think they've been working on this since then to get this one perfect.
Yeah.
He must have been so involved in every single step that if you take him out, like, that's a massive cog.
And, like, think of everything that's happened since the Doctor Strange origin movie. Like, the things that Doctor Strange is able to do in this universe
He's now ultra powerful.
Like, he's unreal. Like, so it's like the first Doctor Strange times 100 is what should be happening.
But you've taken out the one person that could hold it together.
Yeah. Which is, it's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off.
They said he left amicably. Okay. What are we thinking on this, Sean? I'm thinking he said...
They all leave amicably, don't
Isn't
they?
that interesting?
Yeah.
I think it's a case of, he said, I need more time. They said, we're not going to give you. He went, well, I'm going to leave if you don't. They went, fine, we'll replace you. It's fine.
Like, the only one... Like, the only Marvel...
They Disneyed him.
They Disneyed him. The only Marvel movie I can think of being pushed back is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And we still have no release date on that.
No, but that was for different reasons.
That's true. But I just think... I don't know. I feel like it's more Disney than Marvel, if you get me.
WandaVision was actually moved from spring 2021 to this year, recently.
Okay.
So it's actually brought forward.
To set up,
I think, this movie.
Yeah. Because there's a thing that, like, I think Scarlet Witch, this is where she's gonna get her, like, comic Scarlet Witch powers.
Yeah, where she's ultra powerful.
Yeah, and I think she's gonna create certain lives for herself. Doctor Strange, as the protector of our dimension, is going to
not be happy with that.
Yeah. So, I think one is affecting the other somehow. I just don't know how.
I think it's a case of they wanted to bring that out first to, like, set it up, which I think put him under even more pressure, because they were like, we've put this forward, so you have to make that date.
Yeah.
You can't move it. Like, because we've moved a whole WandaVision ahead, because we think it'll be better here, which means put you under more pressure that you have to get all of this done.
Yeah, there was a study done, and this is, if you release in this window, this is when people will most likely see it after seeing WandaVision. So but the people who pay for Disney Plus are going to see it anyway.
Yeah, anyway, you can just watch it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So, Derrickson has left the building. He's left Disney. I think this is, like, the hardest replacement job they're going to find.
Yeah, unless you were trying to replace the Russos for Endgame.
Yeah, like, I think, not even that Derrickson has, like, a very interesting style. He's the only one that knows Doctor Strange's style, really. There's nobody on the planet that knows.
There's no one else who's made a Doctor Strange movie.
No, scientifically, no.
Yeah.
So, and he's the only one that has been working on this one for the past 3 years.
Like, I think it's going to be tough, and I think it's going to be the Edgar Wright effect.
Yeah.
Where whoever follows up,
you take a few of his scenes and then just try and work around that.
Yeah, and there's always that Scott probably would have done it better.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and that is Knives Out.
Knives Out?
Knives Out, as it says in the streets. There's a sequel in the work, Sean.
Okay.
Have you seen Knives Out?
Nah.
Have you not?
No, I still haven't.
I seen it the other night.
Any good?
It's out with cinemas.
Fair enough, I'll get it on DVD.
Knives Out is very, very good.
Chris Evans?
It's Chris Evans. It's got James Bond himself. Ryan Johnson's directed.
Interesting.
It's got, oh no, I've forgotten her name. Lady.
Ah, yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Sorry,
she's great.
Yeah. So it's an amazing cast. So it's like a murder mystery. It's a whodunit.
Oh, I love it.
And I think a whodunit is really good if they don't come out, like, if this came out the same rate as, like, a Marvel MCU movies, I think very quickly be like, alright, I'm fucking sick of whodunits. But we never get whodunits anymore.
No, like Miss Marple is off the telly and everything like that.
I think it was Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one. And then Knives Out came out, and so Daniel Craig plays a detective character in it.
Interesting.
Be called Benoit Blanc.
Nice.
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc.
But he has a Southern American accent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a drawl.
I think he could have made that character British and it wouldn't change anything.
I think he could have made him French because he's called Benoit Blanc.
Yeah.
But,
look.
But he's got like a Southern drawl, and it's really weird when he first starts talking, but it's quite a fun movie. You definitely will be like, I don't know who did it. And then halfway through, I was like, oh, I know who did it. And then it turned out to be that person. And I was like, I am the smartest man.
I am a smart boy.
I am the smartest boy. Do you know how I found out, though?
How?
You'll like this. I'm not going to tell you anything.
No.
But there's a scene where two characters are beside each other.
Yeah.
And one of them is full of light. Like, the light is shining in their face. And the other person is dark completely while they're talking. And I went, that's the murderer.
That's the bad person.
That's the bad person, because Ryan Johnson, you wouldn't shoot that in complete darkness unless there's a reason.
So, is there room for a sequel, or is it just happening, like, is it same characters? Is it happening again?
So, it's not same characters, I would assume. So, I think Knives Out as a movie is very just in that house.
Right.
It's a murder takes place. It's very cliche. Big rich millionaire, he dies in his big house, and there's all these guests, all of his daughters and his sons and all their nephews.
It's Cluedo.
And Benoit Blanc turns up there, Craig's like, somebody in this room murdered him and I'm going to find out who. And so they go around to everybody and they try and find out, and everyone is like, everyone's a dickhead, which is good.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't know, you don't like or dislike it, you're just like, oh, everybody's the worst.
Yeah.
Chris Evans especially is like the biggest dickhead ever, and it's hilarious because he walks in the scene and immediately you want to like him
because he's Chris Evans.
He looks like Chris Evans, but then he's just the worst. So you're just like,
okay, so there's no, like, you're not picking favourites.
No, it's everybody is the worst.
Interesting.
And so everyone could have done it.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to do it. But like, it's a whodunit, and Daniel Craig's detective character basically eats up every scene he's in. Like, he's just chewing scenery.
Oh, I love it.
And every scene he's in, he's just like, he's quietly smoking a cigar, and he's just looking.
And he's just happy to not be James Bond for a while.
Like, he's putting it all in.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell when he cares. And Daniel Craig is like, he kills every scene that he's in, because you're looking at nobody else.
Yeah.
Like, he's just looking at, he's kind of sitting quietly in the corner, and his introduction is, the police are bringing everybody in. They're just like, and your father passed away, and like, where were you at the time? And they're all talking. He's saying nothing, and he actually doesn't even introduce them.
Yeah.
The police are just doing the investigation, and he's sitting behind them, beside the piano. And every so often someone says something that's a bit weird, and he hits a really sharp key on the keyboard or on the piano, and then just goes back to sitting down smoking a cigar. And you're just like, who is that guy? What? And like, 'cause he's just sitting quietly in the back. He's never introduced.
Yeah.
There's never a scene where he walks into the house. The scene just starts and he's just behind him, and he says nothing. And the camera is moved so that you don't see him until the camera just slightly moves around the police officer, and he's just sitting 10 yards back behind him at a piano, just sharply hitting the key.
That's good.
And you're just like, who the fuck is that dude?
He's hardcore.
He's hardcore. But it's really, really good. So, the minute I seen Daniel Craig and Benoit Blanc, the first thing I thought of was, he should have his own series. Like, some sort of movie.
Like a Poirot kind of deal.
Yeah, and so I think that's what this is. There's a Knives Out sequel in the works. The story is to centre on Daniel Craig's detective character. So it's him going around to different murders and trying to solve the murderer. And I think Rian Johnson is amazing at this. It's a $40 million budget.
Yeah.
And it grossed nearly $250 million.
Big success.
Worldwide. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's $210 million more than it cost.
Pure profit.
Pure profit. So, I think that this movie definitely, I think a sequel would be great. And I think Daniel Craig would love to do it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think whodunits are fucking unreal.
They're good. They're good fun.
They're just good fun, and like you go into it, and I just remember going, I can't wait to think. I don't know who did it, but
I'm gonna figure it out.
It's actually, they're hard to do because you need it so that it's obvious who did it.
Yeah.
But it's not obvious who did it.
Yeah, that's the thing, in any like murder mystery, within the first 10 minutes you should meet the murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like did you watch Broadchurch on BBC?
Yes.
In the first 10 minutes of that show is just walking through the town.
And you meet everybody.
You meet every character.
Yeah.
And one of them is...
And Broadchurch is one of my proudest moments ever. I knew who it was in the second episode of season 1.
Interesting.
And I didn't know why I knew, but for some reason I went, oh, I think it's them. Even though there was no evidence based on that at all. I was like,
just a hunch.
I I think it was them. And then throughout the whole thing, I was just like, I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
And in the end, I was like, I fucking knew it.
I'm so right.
I never know anything like that. My only two big moments was Broadchurch and L.A. Noire. Have you played L.A. Noire?
Yeah.
L.A. Noire, I knew there's a big long murder case in L.A. Noire covering like the Black Dahlia murders.
Yes.
And I knew who the killer was the very, very first mission on the very, very first interview. I knew who the killer was. And I didn't know why I knew, but I just knew.
That's amazing.
And everything else, every other murder mystery I've gotten wrong 75 times in a row.
But you've gotten
those two
perfectly right.
Two perfectly right. That's why they stick out, because I'm wrong all the time.
Well, look, that's a good result for a detective.
In CSI, it's always just like, who did the interview 20 minutes in? Like, about 20 minutes, just after the first ad break, you just look at your watch, like 21 minutes in. Yeah, it's probably that guy.
That could be them.
It's probably them. So they are doing a sequel. Would you watch a whodunit over and over again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a good way of doing a series. Is you have one character, but it's different stories every time. That's why Indiana Jones works.
Yeah, so you put the detective in different areas, and he figures it out different ways. I think you couldn't do the same murder thing like that. I think obviously the murder would have to change. Like, the process of the murder.
See, the trick with that is to not make it ridiculous then. Yes. Like, don't be like, the parrot did it.
Well, the parrot... Oh, this is actually weird, because the parrot actually did do it in Knives Out.
And L.A. Noire.
And Broadchurch.
And Broadchurch.
Fucking killer parrot.
Fucking gets around, guys.
I knew it was always him. I just pick on parrots.
You just hate parrots.
It's a
so
fucking
much.
parrot. So yeah, Knives Out is going to be getting a sequel. I'm actually very much looking forward to it. I couldn't recommend it enough.
I will watch it.
It's a good evening. It's a good movie to just stick on for an evening.
That's what I like. And there's
Yeah.
no like, you don't need that and going in, you don't need that and going out.
No, and there's no. I was going to say there's no sequel or franchise, but there probably isn't going to be a franchise. It's just the murder is set in the house.
Yeah.
Like, those murder mystery things are going to be like, do you remember the last murder? Well, this is a lead on from that. It's just like, these are probably all just set. They're enclosed.
It's like turned on an episode of Poirot or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Christian Bale is in early talks for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Interesting.
Yes.
Why?
Christian Bale is making a return to comic books. Why now? Why this one?
Money.
Do you think that Taika Waititi has the kind of pull that he can bring back people from all over the place?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, Christian Bale is a good actor.
But he said he was done with all comic book movies after the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah. But like, but he's done very well after that as well. He was in Green Book and shit.
He's been in Ford versus Ferrari, The Fighter, The Big Short, Green Book, as you said. Like,
Yeah.
he's had quite like a few unreal movies that he's been part of.
Yeah, so unless he just wants a comic book under his belt.
Why would
Like,
you?
a second one, I guess. Like, I don't know, because once you play Batman,
Where do you go?
surely that's like, he can't come in for a bit part in Love and Thunder.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Taika Waititi somehow has convinced Christian Bale, world's biggest maniac, where's my lighting?
Yeah.
God, Jesus. He brought him in. Natalie Portman, who said also she would never do another comic movie, has been brought back in for this movie. Does Taika Waititi have a bit of a charm that he can just be like, come on now. Come on now.
Oh, you will.
Go on.
Yeah, I think it is that, and that he's just. I think people just not even trust him, but they trust his work. Like, they see what he makes.
Yeah.
They know that he's not going to make something he's not proud of.
But Scarlett Johansson is a Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, like there's no reason not to trust Taika Waititi when it comes to making the film that he wants to make.
Especially making a Thor film. He's only
Yes.
made one, he's 100% success rate.
So I think that's pretty good.
Yes.
So I don't know who Christian Bale would play.
Nobody really knows. They've kept all of the plot details completely secret.
Okay.
All we know is that Natalie Portman will probably play Lady Thor.
Yeah.
That's it. And that is literally just because she got a hammer at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's it.
And someone just made the connection.
So I suppose he could, like, Christian Bale could play anyone.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's used to getting jacked and then getting very not jacked.
Yeah.
So, you can't even base it off body type with him.
No.
Yeah.
He could also be an animated character.
Yeah.
Like, he could do like a Korg kind of just another monster.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, if Christian Bale plays Beta Ray Bill.
Oh my god. Sean, who's Beta Ray Bill?
Beta Ray Bill is Horse Thor.
Yes.
He is Thor. Okay. So he's from a race of aliens who have the face of a horse. And there's aliens.
White log face.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But Beta Ray Bill, after Thor, I think Thor's killed or incapacitated or something, but he is worthy of picking up Thor's hammer Mjolnir. And so he works away with that. He's Thor. He's...
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what if a movie had him and it also had Lady Thor and it also had normal Thor
If you had all the Thors teaming up
against some sort of monster? Would that not be a cool visual, would you say?
I think it would. And Thor has been on an introspective route recently,
Exactly.
trying to learn who he is.
Yeah.
If he saw what other Thors are, maybe that would help him decide.
Might to help him decide, and then you also have the cool image of Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman and Christian Bale all being Thor together beside each other.
Like, it's so good. And you don't need to do alternate universe or anything even,
No.
because it's all magic.
It's all bullshit.
Aliens. I think he's Beta Ray Bill.
Your eyes have lit up.
I am going to say it now. If I'm wrong, grand.
Yeah.
If I'm right, €100,000.
100,000. Who's giving you this money?
The patrons.
The patrons. Jesus Christ. There's big stakes.
Yeah.
But if you're wrong, you owe them €100,000.
In podcasts, yeah. and I pay myself €200,000 an episode.
Oh.
So I'll be seeing you.
I think that'd be very good. This movie's not coming out until November 5th, 2021. So they're going to have 4 movies that year by my count.
By your count.
So they'll have Thor. Mm-hmm. They have Spider-Man. They have Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's 3.
They have 3, and hang on, I had it up here. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is February 12th.
Very good.
So Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, and the 3rd Spider-Man movie will come out.
Dude, 4 Marvel movies
4 Marvel
in a year.
movies in the same year.
That's insane.
2021 is going to be big.
We're going to be busy.
Which is why Doctor Strange had to be kept to such a tight schedule.
Because you can't... Yeah.
Because there's 4 of them.
I suppose now that they've set that in stone, it's hard to push back, because if you push back one, you're pushing back dozens.
Or you can swap them, I suppose.
But then you're dicking over like whoever you're swapping with, you know?
Yeah, it's fair enough. Okay, we're finishing off Movie Mondays this week with the big trailer that dropped, and it is the Birds of Prey trailer. Sean, where would you like to begin with the Birds of Prey? Also, watch the Birds of Prey trailer if you haven't. We're going to talk about this.
I think this is a really good trailer.
Yes.
I am honestly surprised at how good this is. I don't know why.
We were both really looking forward to this movie, though.
Yeah, we are. But I'm so used to trailers just being a trailer, but this is actually like I got the vibe of the movie out of this.
I have fun! Exclamation mark.
Yes, very fun movie.
It looks fun.
So we see, like, Harley Quinn is given, like, you know, the Spider-Verse narration. Mm-hmm. It's like, so here's the story.
Here's my origin story again.
Yeah, and it gives you what you need to know going in, really.
Yeah.
You know, like, it lets you know that they don't just team up because they all like each other.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That it explains it in the trailer. Because me and you had that question. Why are these people together?
Yes.
Like, there's no reason to bring Black Canary and Harley Quinn into the same team.
And Renee Montoya.
And Cassandra Cain and Huntress. Like, what do they have? I can understand Huntress and Black Canary.
Yeah, because they've worked... Yeah.
And even Renee Montoya. Like,
but when you incorporate villains into that...
Yeah.
But Harley Quinn is just like, no, he wants you dead, you dead, you dead, you dead, and me dead.
The list is Cassandra Cain robbed him.
Yes.
I don't know, somebody betrayed him.
Black Mask, we're talking about.
Black Mask, played by Ewan McGregor, who I think is going to be really, really good in this.
I think he's going to be terrifying.
Yeah, terrifyingly, evilly amazing.
Evilly nice.
Yes. He was robbed, he was betrayed, somebody killed his BFF, and Renee Montoya is making a case against him in the police. So that lines up all 4 of them along with Harley, who he just wants to kill her. Yeah.
And that's presumably because, like, she says since she left the Joker, she discovered a lot of people want her dead. So I think a lot of people are afraid of the Joker, and now they need to learn to be afraid of Harley Quinn. That's
an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very comic booky thing, that nobody touches Harley Quinn because, Jesus, if you piss off the Joker, you're going to die. Not that Harley Quinn isn't dangerous herself,
but they don't think that.
They always, they're just like, oh, she's zany. Like, she's just a zany sidekick. Whereas the Joker, if you piss off the Joker, you're going to die.
Yeah, she's a killer psychopath.
He'll blow it. Yeah, like, she's also a psychopath. Like, why is she with him? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, she's just as dangerous as he is, but it's just a way of... I think it's because if you have like a really bad person, but then you've got Hitler beside them. Yeah. Immediately you're like, I better not piss off Hitler because, you know, like, Joker's the worst of the worst.
Oh, he's like the most feared villain. Like, I'm sure, like, Black Mask doesn't fuck with Joker. Yeah.
There's only one incidents I can think of in film, and that's Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
That movie is Black Mask as a last ditch effort.
He's making a play,
and this is his last ditch to try and take down Red Hood, and he gets Joker involved. And then there's a scene where Joker's in the police room with Black Mask, and he's got all of his henchmen around him, and he's like, I'd like a glass of water. And they just give him a glass of water, and he takes one sip, and then he uses the glass to slice 3 of their necks, and then just grabs Black Mask and just has them on the floor.
So good.
and it's just like, never trust Joker in any plan. Like, Black Mask is all about organisation.
Yeah, he leads the organised crime.
Yeah, like, he's the biggest mobster in Gotham, so he's all about just having guys there, being in control, always everything goes perfectly to plan, and if it doesn't, we back out.
Yeah.
We back out immediately because it's not safe.
And we regroup.
Joker's the complete opposite of that.
Joker's like, I don't have a plan, but I'm going to win.
I'm just anarchy.
Yeah.
And so they never worked together. Nobody in Gotham, as you said, is crazy enough to fuck with Joker. So then, the minute he leaves, they're like, how could we harm the Joker without attacking the Joker?
Yeah.
We take out Harley Quinn.
But that's going to be a lot harder than the thing.
Yeah, because she's just as fucking mental as he is.
Insane.
Yeah.
And like all of this movie looks good. Like we see some fights in this.
What did you think of the fight scenes?
I think they look good. They don't look too floaty.
No.
You know, like the danger with a character like Harley Quinn is that they just put her on wires for the whole thing, and she's like doing 4 backflips at once.
I think,
but it's very like ground level how she would fight.
I like the idea that she's clearly not. She's the worst fighter in that group. In
terms of training,
and in terms of like maybe not in effectiveness, but in training, like Black Canary and Cassandra Cain. Like Cassandra Cain should be straight up killer.
Yeah. Renee Montoya has police training.
Renee Montoya should be more organised, and she is just a crazy person with a bat.
Yeah.
But she also, like, Suicide Squad probably made her overpowered, but amongst this group she'll probably be the same level, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. There's no one better than anyone on that team. No. I don't think.
Black Canary, we see the canary cry for a short little moment.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Is it natural or with the necklace?
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't see either. It flashed up, but I couldn't actually see.
Which would you prefer?
I think it should probably be with some sort of necklace. No, I think I prefer natural.
Yeah.
But does natural work in this universe? Well, I suppose it does. Well, it's technically Superman and Batman, or Superman and the Flash all exist here.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. See, having a necklace means that necklace is absolutely getting taken off at some point.
Yeah. Whereas if it's natural, I think she's the most powerful character they have by some distance, because Black Canary's a fucking badass.
Yeah. So I think you have to.
It weakens her a little. Yeah, you have to nerf her a little, because if she has a natural ability to do that and she's in that group, you just put her front and centre in every fight scene.
Yeah, why would she never not use it?
Yeah, at all times, and then just win.
We got a reference to Bruce Wayne as well.
Yeah.
At the end. Because
the hyena is called
Bruce,
but in reality the hyenas are called Bud and Lou.
Yeah.
They're her hyenas.
Okay. I think you mentioned that to me before.
Yeah, because you asked why does she have hyenas? Because hyenas laugh. That's the thing. So she always has hyenas. It was first introduced in the animated series, I think.
Oh, sick.
That Paul Dini came up with the idea that Harley Quinn would have 2 hyenas.
Two
laughing hyenas, because she's Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
The Joker.
That's class.
Yeah, it's a really cool, like, small thing, but I think it's good.
But she thinks Bruce Wayne is cute.
How could you not? He's the most eligible bachelor in Gotham.
Always busy at night, though.
You can never get him on the phone. What do you think about her narrating? Do you think she will be narrating throughout the entire movie, or is it just a trailer thing?
I think it might just be a trailer marketing thing, because the poster we got for this is it's like it was the title Birds of Prey, and then in Harley Quinn's handwriting,
yes,
it was on the Fantabulous Emancipation. So I think it's just a marketing thing. I don't think it's going to be throughout the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
Look, if it is, I don't think that's necessarily bad.
I think it would be good to have maybe her as an unreliable narrator. Like, she's saying things that happen, she thinks have happened.
See, you could do it like Train Spotting either.
How do you mean?
Like, well, look, if Ewan McGregor's in both movies,
of course. Put some drugs down a toilet.
Yeah. But Train Spotting is like, it's very much it's her. It's weird. It's like her thoughts in the moment, but afterwards.
Yeah,
is what it'd be doing.
Yeah,
like she was given a police statement.
Yeah. This is R-rated, by the way, as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's no reason it shouldn't be good just because it's R-rated.
It's no way it shouldn't be bad, or it should be good though, because it's R-rated. Like, you have to make it good.
Make a good movie. But,
yeah.
But I admire that they didn't go PG-13 to try and get all the little.
Are you against or for the fact that this is still very Harley centric? As in, like, the trailers. I thought the first trailer would be Harley.
Yeah.
And then the next trailers would slowly zone her out. Not even zone her out, but just, like, concentrate on other people in the movie.
Put more, yeah.
But they still have her front and centre. Like, this trailer still starts with her talking about how she left Joker.
See, it is her movie, really.
See, the more I thought about, like, she's literally in the. I suppose the Birds of Prey are also in the heading.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Maybe, like, I can totally see just a solo Birds of Prey movie coming out after this.
I can understand the logic that she's your biggest actor and she's your most well-known character, so you put her front and center.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a better Charlie's Angels, though.
Okay.
Where, like, they're not. They're all going to be. I think they're all going to have a moment to shine, like really shine.
In the movie itself, I think so. Do you think she'll turn good in the end and join the birds, or she'll be the villain?
I think she'll go off on her own.
Yeah.
And just be like, "I'll see you around," kind of deal.
I like how she said it was a mutual breaking and like she was taking it well, and then it just shows her eating the cheese string
out of a can,
cheese out of a can
and setting fire to
and crying and crying on a couch. I like the fact that she's like an unreliable narrator. She's talking about things that are clearly not happening.
Yeah,
like, I took it really well.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was really
mutual. We both agreed on it. Just me and Mr. J, we're split.
It's just a good intro to the tone, I think,
because it immediately is like, oh, this is not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah, this is a comic book movie.
It's good. That's exactly it. So,
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so that is Birds of Prey. The more I see about this, the more I'm like, there's so many good things in this movie.
Is that out this year? It is
February 7th.
February 7th. That's close.
That's pretty close. What, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the cinema.
Nearly a month from now.
Yeah,
or just under a month from now. So like, we can go cinema and see that. I think that'd be good. We're gonna go together.
Yeah, we can try go together.
Why don't we go together?
I think I have a driving lesson that day. But
sure, that's fair enough.
We'll work around it, Mike. Don't you worry.
Jeez, you're planned ahead.
Have to book in advance.
Of course. Do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yes, thank you everyone very much for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of Weird News Wednesdays, Friday with Hero Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. As I said up top, big thank you to all of our patrons over on Patreon. You guys really help keep the show ticking along. And it's really nice to see that people are looking to support us.
Yeah.
If you don't want to support us on Patreon, the best way to support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just a one.
That'll help more people start listening to us.
Fucking two people again, right?
Here,
I know we have to do this every single fucking week.
I know, but we keep getting it.
But if you tell more than one person, Sean will be at your house. He'll turn up
with cupcakes.
No.
Poison cupcakes.
But the poison is sugar.
It'll kill you in the long run, lads. Say goodbye to those fillings.
Imagine that was our trade. We're going to give you ice cupcakes.
I mean, look, I don't know how to be good cop or bad cop.
No, are we both bad cop or good cop? I think we're both bad cops.
Oh, absolutely.
We're trying to be good cop.
Yeah, we just don't discuss beforehand. If you want to follow us on any of the social medias, we're on all of them. Facebook, Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram, Heroes for Hire Podcast. Twitter, @Heroes for Hire Pod. The 4 is the number 4. And heroesforhire_@outlook.com is our email if you want to send us anything.
Yay.
Think that's all.
I think I got through this.
Yeah, you're
My
still
voice
alive.
is just slightly going.
It's just starting to give out.
Just starting to give out.
It's like a chair that quite hasn't collapsed yet, but God, it's close.
The legs are slightly horizontal, but not fully horizontal.
It does a wobble. You know the chair wobble?
Of course. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.